The 2025 fall strategy to sell your home fast, no matter what. Okay, welcome everyone to my webinar. Today, I am specifically talk about the four different ways for you to sell your house on the market. Contradictory with a lot of people thinking, right? There's more than one way to sell your house. What they are? The reason why I want to share with you this is that people just default to come to an agent and thinking that is the only way to sell. Just like me when I was 6 years ago, when I say, okay, I have to become an agent to know everything about real estate, right? No, we don't. Okay. So there's actually four different ways that I want to share with you in this episode. All right. To sell, and depend on your situation, it may or may not applicable. Okay. And it may bring you benefit, more profit than the other option. Okay. So let's dive right into the webinar. First of all, let me allow me to introduce me a little bit. My name is Longle. For those of you who don't know me, I have been in the business for more than 6 years and helping more than hundreds of buyers and sellers that doing real estate transaction in the state of the sun, okay, Phoenix, Arizona. And my expertise is helping with seller creating the marketing strategy to help the sellers the, sell the house faster. All of the strategy that I actually talk about today, I have been helping sellers using those strategies. Okay, not all the strategy gonna fit for all everyone. Okay, but at least there's one option gonna be best for you. All right. With that, let's dive right into the information. Okay. So the table of content, we're gonna talk about four different strategy, and I'm gonna give you all of them right now. Active strategy: buy before you sell. Creative financing, and I buy a wholesaler investor. Okay. With that, we're done. We're done with the webinar. That's a four strategy, right? But let me find out. Okay, let me go deeper for you on what is actually better for you. Okay, which option is giving you more profit at the end of the day. Okay, so let's dive right now into number one, which is active marketing. Now, this is a very basic. The reason why I talk about this is everyone know about this strategy, right? We need you hire a real estate agent, okay? But those of you who are thinking about turn off the webinar right now, let's just wait, because I just want to talk about this because it's the most common, right? But however, though, there are some misconception about hiring real estate agents. Okay, you of course will be able to get the support from them from A to Z. But what people don't realize is that they forget to ask the question. Most of the time, you just say, "Oh, I know this guy," or "You are in my family. I'm gonna choose you as a real estate agent," right? But they forget to know that not every agent gonna be the same. Okay, getting the license part is super easy. Only 90 hours and you pass two exams, then you become a real estate agent. But to become a marketing expert is a different story because not every single agent goes through the training, go through the process needed to make sure that your house is advertised to the buyers the maximum. Okay, so always, when you talk to an agent about potential listing your house, make sure that you ask a question. Are you a full-time realtor? How many potential buyers and sellers do you talk each week? Okay. In what way will you encourage the other realtor to see my house? What can you tell me about real estate market? If they don't have the answer, well, number four is the most like must ask question, right? Everything you should ask, but number four is the must ask for sure. Okay, if they don't familiar with the markets, then why you have to hire him, pay him or her, pay them a lot of money, and then they don't even familiar with the real estate market, a career, an industry, that an environment that they are in, right? So they have to know about those. What price do you recommend for the home? If they don't know how to realize that, if they just say, let's go to Zillow and get you a number, Go to Zillow, get you the number. Let's do that. Then they are wrong, right? Because Zillow is all the online estimate is just an estimate, right? It's not accurate. Therefore, the job of an agent is to find out exact value based on a specific strategy, okay? And how? That's the question you should ask, okay? How many? I have a lot of other agent, like a lot of questions. And that I can share as well, but it's for time of the webinar. I cannot share anything in this, like a lot more question in the video. Feel free to text me the word question, and I will send a list of questions to you directly. Okay, so number one, okay, for if you use strategy number one, you do have to make sure that you ask the question, okay, and make sure that they have the marketing strategy, the marketing plan that fits your need. Okay, so that's number one, selling to, and I don't want to go too much detail on that, right? Because that is not the scope of this video, of this webinar. I just mainly want to share the 4 different ways. Number one, hire an agent. I just want to bring it up that you have to ask the questions. Number two, buy before you sell. What may not work? Okay, this strategy is actually, before I talk about what may not work, I'm gonna talk about why do we need this. Some people don't want to own 2 houses at the same time. How many of you want to own 2 houses at the same time? Well, let me rephrase it. Of course, we want to own a lot of home at the same time, right? How many of you want to make 2 mortgage payments at the same time and get no rental income back, right? A lot of people will not want to do that. Okay, so that the strategy in the situation that, for example, the owner want to move to different location and then sell the current house. And of course, they don't want to pay 2 different mortgages at the same time. So we have to have some kind of creative strategy to do this method. Okay, make sure that they buy the first house. Okay, and then they have time to sell the second house later. The benefit of this is that, think about it, when you buy a house, there's a lot of stress. When you sell a house, it's also a lot of stress. But when you combine both of them, if you do both process at the same time, it becomes 10 times stress. Okay, so it's really, really challenging for you to do both at the same time. That's the reason why I recommend, if you have the mean to do buy before you sell, that is actually the best way. What may not work, okay? Some people cannot qualify for 2 mortgages at the same time, okay? Because of the income, because they don't want to, right? It's too much cost for them. And then, for many reasons, right? So what is the solution? There's a couple of company. One of them is Homeward, the other one is Easy Knock. They do offer a strategy in which, if you qualify for the program, you can use that qualification, go selecting the house that you like. Okay, if you choose one house that you like and you want to make an offer on that, those third-party company will buy that house on your behalf. Who's going to be the owner of those houses? Of course, the company, right? But they do have an agreement with you to sell your house, or to sell that house back to you whenever you're ready. Okay, what is the catch? Seems too good to be true, right? There's always a catch. Okay, the program costs a fee. How much? It depends. Okay, the answer is it depends. And Homeward and Easy Knock is only 2 of the example that I have here. There's many other companies that do the same thing as well. So if you're interested in this, let's come and talk about whether this strategy is a good fit for you and what is the detail of the cost. Okay, creative financing. This is number 3 strategy. Why? This, I think, best fit for those owners that has negative equity, meaning that you buy at a very high time, okay, and now you want to sell it, but if you sell it low, then you may potentially have to pay the extra, right, to the bank. So number one, it helps in the situation that you have the negative equity, right? meaning that the proceed of the sale doesn't cover the loan amount. Okay, and number two, some people already paid off, but they want to maximize their profit by doing this way. Okay, how? This in general, what it means is that you as a homeowner will be offering a mortgage to the buyer. That mortgage generally going to be better terms, better interest rate than the open market. If it's not, then why would the buyer has to pay, right? For your benefit, okay? For example, in the situation that you already pay off, and the home value is about $500,000. So instead of selling for $500,000, you can sell it a little bit better, maybe 520, 530, and then charge also on top of that an interest rate, maybe 3 or 4%. The buyer will be willing to do that because 3 or 4% nowadays, as the time of the webinar right now, is very not possible, right? So it's not possible, and it has to be 7 to 8% on the open market. And for that reason, then it will not be able. For that reason, the buyer will be getting that deal, right? So, and then for for the homeowner, as a homeowner, you can instead of just getting 500 at the end of the day, you get 530. And here's the catch also, right? There's an interest as well. So by the time that the buyer pay off the loan amount, it could be another 1 or 200,000, depend on the deal, depend on how you set up the deal. So it's way much more profit for you at the end. Okay, is it illegal? No, it's 100% legal. Actually, in fact, the Arizona Association of Realtors also have a specific addendum to the purchase contract that designed specifically for this situation. Okay, so it's not illegal; it's legal, and everybody know about it. Okay, but it's not very common. Okay, because the interest rate has been very low, and now it's become higher and higher, and therefore this strategy become more and more popular. Okay, can I still do if it is the mortgage? Yes. Okay, for example, in the situation, remember, if the homeowner has negative equity, you still be able to do so. However, though, there's more paperwork needed and more setup needed, and therefore it has to be a very knowledgeable agent who familiar with the strategy and to help you set it up. Okay, why I haven't heard about this strategy? Like I said before, the main reason is that because the interest rate for the last like 2 or 3 years before is still so low and it's not become popular. Okay, nowadays it's 7 or 8% interest rate, and it become more and more. This strategy become more and more popular. Okay, and therefore you start hearing more about them. Okay, last strategy that I want to talk about is iBuyer. These are the company, the big company that buy your house with cash upfront. Okay, for example, you asking at 300, here the number that I give you. Okay, and buy it. Okay, there's some another thing say, okay, is this too good to be true? Yes, it's too good to be true. What's the cost? All the program or a special program gonna require fee. Okay, and depend on the company, the cost could range from 2 to 6%. Okay, and then also not talking about some of the, if the property has too much damage and a lot of things need to be repaired, that's also additional cost as well. Okay, so do you need an agent to represent you? Okay, the convenient factor of the iBuyer is easy and fast. You have the cash, here is you're done and you can move. Okay, but do you need an agent? Yes, absolutely, because here's the thing. All, like I said, there's not only just one iBuyer. It's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, many iBuyers company in the state. Okay, and for that reason, all the companies going to give you different price, and they also have different process to sell your house as well, to buy your house as well. So having an agent who familiar with the iBuyers processes will be able to help you navigate through the channel and make the process even smoother. Okay. And the last question is, are all the I company paid equally? No, they are not. Okay. Like I said, they have different process. Maybe like if you receive a letter from Open Door, OfferPad, those are the company that I buy, right? But there are also some other local as well. Easy Street Offer. Those are the company that perhaps you can negotiate better than Open Door and OfferPad, right? Which is controlled by a bigger financial institution, right? So you can be able to negotiate better with a small company, vice versa, right? It really depends on the property, okay? So now the offer that they have is not exactly never be the same, okay? All the other one is wholesaler. Okay, wholesaler is someone who is buying the house at a very good discount. Okay, normally it's 75% of the market value. Okay, and the intent is that they sell it out to someone else and then get a profit from that. Okay, normally this is the only situation that the seller needs this is they need to sell in rush. Okay, they are in the foreclosure, the house is a horrible condition and they don't want to touch they don't have the mean to do the repair. These are the situations that most effective for the seller. Other than that, wholesaler is not what I recommend. Okay, how to appropriate apply the strategy. My recommendation is to consider two different elements. The one is the net proceed, and the second one is the stress level. The more the stress you do, the most likely that you need to get the cash investor involved. All right. For that situation, you're gonna have, of course, less net proceed. For the traditional method, okay, then of course you can take time, you can prepare the house. Those are normally gonna give you the highest proceed because because of the marketing strategy, you attract a lot of buyers coming to see the house and put in an offer on the house, right? So that's the reason why traditional method tend to have a lot of proceed at the end. Okay. um, and that is the role of real estate agent. Okay, every single strategy, of course you can do it yourself. Okay, and of course not every single agent will be familiar with the strategy that I mentioned here. Okay, you do have to interview if you know that agent understand the strategy that you want to approach, and to make sure that they familiar with the process before you move forward, because some agents do not understand and it could create more financial problem, and they cannot compare which approach is better for you. Okay, that is the first step, in my opinion, is to choose the strategy that best fits you. Okay, and um, uh, like I said, they have to give you the suggestion to make sure that, and then help you choose what is the best option for you. Okay, that is everything I want to share in today's episode. Thank you so much, everyone, for spending time with me. Of course, within the scope of this webinar, not all the information is provided. And if you do have any question, feel free to contact me for more information. Thank you. Bye-bye.